Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to episode number 29 of Stream of Thought. And in this episode, we kick things off by talking about memes and models, but particularly how it is that I came about to be so interested in those two things on Instagram. And then we transition. We found a newspaper in our office, the Glenbard, from 11 years ago, our high school newspaper. And look whose name is on the cover. Rick's Thorsell.
So we take a couple of minutes to travel back in time and relive some high school experiences, including some interesting foresight that some people had in regards to social media and throwing things out on the web and being very cautious.
I've got to tell you guys, adults are always ahead of their time. It was pretty interesting. And then we kind of
Bounce around a little bit and go back and forth when it comes to high school experiences, anywhere from a crazy party at Victor's house to a couple of experiences that I had with football and my disillusionment with some of our coaches.
and sneaking out and disobeying parents.
And disobedience.
Yes. So with that being said, episode number 29, Stream of Thought. We hope you enjoy.
Third time's the charm.
I know. You just had a huge sigh of relief, like that was acceptable for you.
Well, I got my energy level up to where it should have been.
Yeah.
At an appropriate level. Not too high. Not too low. Just right. More Instagram models.
Always.
Okay, so can you explain a little bit to me again about this whole Instagram model thing? I don't quite understand your infatuation with this this particular thing.
Yeah. So what's your
I just don't
question
get it.
exactly?
Okay, so spell this out for me. You use Instagram primarily. You use it for memes and models, I believe, is your catchphrase that we've heard a couple of times, right? Am I correct? Am I accurate in that assessment?
I would say yes. I was about to say no, but then
okay, break it down percentage-wise. What do you use Instagram for?
Okay, when I open up Instagram, what I primarily look forward to are memes and models.
All right.
Okay, and every now and then, I see photos of friends and some people that I know, but what I look forward to are memes and models, mostly the models, but the memes are just as entertaining because they're super funny. Like this one. Okay, I'm putting it down.
I've never actually gone through Instagram before.
Okay, so let me bring you up to speed on how this came about.
Please.
Okay? So this is, I'm taking you back.
You can round it. You don't need to nail it down, man. It's okay. We can deal with an estimation. Let's work on that.
All right. So listen, I'm gonna.
Just round.
I believe
it's gonna be okay.
I believe it was early December 2015. Yeah, 2015.
You're killing me.
Early December 2015. This is exactly what happened.
Okay.
This is exactly what happened.
All right, December 2015.
And the Victoria's Secret fashion show is on CBS. So obviously I'm watching that.
Okay.
And in the middle of the show, like in between the time that they're on the runway and getting ready backstage, they do little fluff pieces and stuff like that. And they sometimes like throw up pictures of Instagram and then like interactions on like other social media and Twitter and just random shit.
Okay.
And I'm watching
on TV.
I'm watching on TV. Yeah. No, I'm not there. If I was there, I would die. I would be like, oh my
obviously.
goodness.
No, I mean they're showing this on the TV.
Yes, this is on TV.
Stuff, like,
they're going
side by side.
Yeah. It's like backstage and then like some footage of them prior to the show starting. Yeah.
Oh, that's such a
coming up,
fascinating
bro.
format.
It's coming up.
Interesting.
They film it like around in November and it airs in December.
Huh.
And
I may have to watch that for scientific
I
research.
believe for the longest time they did it in New York all the time, and I think recently now they're going on different places of the world every year. Maybe they have, and I haven't been paying attention. I don't know. Anyway, this is what happened. I'm watching this, and all of a sudden it hit me. I'm just like, what am I doing following all my dumbass friends on Instagram when I could be following models? So I go through, and I just like, because also, like, I mean, not my friends aren't dumbasses, but at the same time, like I can only see so many photos of somebody at the beach or with their dog, or you know what I'm saying. So,
Okay, so
I'm not done yet.
I'm just
I'm
trying to
not
get
done.
clarification.
No, I'm not done yet.
Up to this point.
Okay, I'm not
moving
finished. You
beyond
don't
this.
understand what I
Okay.
mean when I say when I say nope, and I'm doing this with my hands. That means just let me finish.
Wait, why are you shake weighting it?
I'm not shake weighting it.
Really, Rix? Really? Really? Are you serious right now?
Move on, man.
Just move on.
So anyway, all right, I'll just.
Oh, the Bears are playing tonight, by the way.
Yeah, fuck that. Who cares?
Anyway.
So anyway, yeah. So I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to follow models, and so I like just stop following a bunch of people on Instagram, like over 100 people, because I don't want to see those photos anyway, and I just start loading up on models. Start following models, and shortly thereafter, I realized how hilarious memes were, and so I just kind of look forward to mostly just memes and models and occasional like other stuff that's cool.
How do you find the memes? Is it I mean, does it come
I
up?
follow certain accounts that only post. They do is they post memes.
Oh, so that's kind of where you get those stupid things that you used to post on Facebook.
No, yeah, I found those on the.
VNR
I found
account?
those on the internet.
Okay,
Yeah,
but stuff like that.
But
is
check
what
this
you
out,
follow.
right? So
thank God it's Tuesday.
yeah, but I mean, you got your homepage.
Yeah.
People are like, seriously, this guy doesn't know what Instagram is. So these are some people that I follow. Right. They're other random shit. Model, nice. Going through, and that's all that it is. Now it sucks is Instagram. They have
do
they have
stories?
sponsored
Oh,
they have
okay.
sponsored things that just show up that are of no relevance to you. But yeah, Stella Maxwell, yes, please.
I
She's
mean,
great.
I really do feel kind of awful for not knowing how Instagram works. It just doesn't spark my interest whatsoever. So it's primarily photos, though, right?
Barbara,
Or
Gigi. So yeah, it's only photos.
Okay.
And then you can like go to their account and check out all the photos they have. I can't believe I'm explaining. This is only about 6 or 7 years old. Look at that one.
Wow.
Lada Kravchenko.
Yeah, that's
Martha
an
Hunt
interesting
is
image
my
to have on your
favorite.
phone.
Nadine Leopold. Okay, so this is the model. You remember that one time when we were sitting at Neil's basement and you were making fun of me for tweeting at models.
Yes.
And I tweeted at a model and I said something charming and she like tweeted back or liked it or something like that. That was her.
Well, cool, man. I hope you feel very fulfilled in your life's goal.
I mean, it's not like this thing. It's not like this.
Get retweeted by.
It's not like this thing
Instagram
that I.
model?
It's not like this thing.
Or by a model on Instagram.
You know what I mean.
Yeah. That's okay. It's just a very interesting subject.
Different strokes for different folks.
That's yeah. All right. So this has been continuing for about 2 years then.
Yep. Caroline Lowe. So my favorites are probably Caroline Lowe, Nadine Leopold, Martha Hunt, and those are probably my top 3.
When's the last time you read a book?
The other day. I'm going to continue to want to try and talk about models. Toni Garn, she's great. Dawson Crows.
I feel like I'm watching the crumbling of our society before my eyes right now.
Gosh, they're so pretty.
I mean, I don't think that you're necessarily atypical in your obsession with stupid shit online. You lead this.
Well, we already talked about one thing that would capture my interest.
Well, okay, if you want to talk about models, we can talk about models.
Why would you want to? I don't want to talk about them. I'd rather look at them.
Okay.
So one of my friends stopped. I think he stopped drinking. I think he said, well, he did not think, but for like a month so far. And one of the things was like, oh yeah, like it got me thinking when you said, yeah, you should try not drinking.
Mm-hmm. Wait, say that again? I don't.
It's just too complicated to understand. I'm just kidding. Okay. One of my friends, you said, let's talk about something else.
Yes.
One of my friends took the initiative to stop drinking
Yes.
because one of the things that he remembered was me saying, "Hey," to him, "Hey, you should try not drinking."
Yes.
And no
so
one's
your charm has passed off onto something
yeah,
else.
yeah.
So there's
Kind
that
of
kind
like
of sense
paying
of
it
going,
forward a little bit.
Yeah, dude.
So that's kind of he's like, dude, it's amazing. Like I have so much more time. Like I'm not like wasting my time just like not that he's like drinking like belligerently, but you know what I'm saying. But we just like remove something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, there's moderation, and I think that changing it up, anything lifestyle change for the better, even if it's something like I've felt incredible since training for this mud runner coming up
This Saturday.
on Saturday.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, I finally found out the date about that.
So what time? Where is it at?
It's pretty early in the morning. I mean, we're heading out
7
there.
a.m.
We're heading out there at 7:30, I think.
Oh,
So it's not super early.
where is it?
It's a good question. Not
You
quite
still
sure.
don't know where it
I'm not
is.
driving.
But
And
you
that's
still
what the
don't
iPhone is.
know, like...
I have the email saved.
Oh my gosh.
I know. I'm not necessarily on top of those things because it doesn't. I can look it up right as I'm getting ready to go. Or
What
the
time
night
is it
before.
supposed to start? How many hours do you know does it take to get there?
Well, our time's scheduled for 10:30, but we're gonna see if we can squeeze in at the 9 o'clock time. So we're leaving at 7:30. We're gonna probably get there around, I don't know, 8:30. I don't know how long it's gonna take because I don't know where it is.
Will you have time at Saturday evening to talk about it?
Yeah, totally.
Nice.
I'll be back in town because right afterwards.
How many miles is the mud runner?
I don't know that.
You don't know any of this.
No, I don't. I've just been doing my thing, man. I've been trying to.
How do you know what to train for if you don't know the details of the race?
I haven't really trained for it. I've just upped my workout schedule, and it's felt great. Because you were saying lifestyle changes for the better can put things in new perspective or just be something positive in your life. And this has been one of those experiences where I'm not necessarily training for something, I'm not necessarily being intentional about it, but in a way I am, just because it's more of a routine than
What is this, a
has been
color
in the
run or the
past.
Tough Mudder?
It's a tough mutter.
Okay.
Yeah, one of those extreme ones. But my sister brought me gloves, so I can
Oh,
grip stuff
really?
now. I'm excited. It's
Is it
gonna
like
be
you run
great.
through shit and like pick stuff up and throw it and do like climb stuff?
No, I
and
don't think you have to throw shit. But
Oh.
you have to probably
monkey bars and
monkey
stuff.
bars or something traditional like that. I don't really know what the course looks like.
Some American Ninja stuff, but but with mud.
Okay, so here's the other thing too, is I kind of like being surprised by certain things. I like not necessarily having clear expectations, because it's like when I had played softball, which I'm no longer doing, by the way.
Yeah.
I've totally given up softball.
I wouldn't either.
Yeah, it's just not worth my time. And it costs $60. I'm not going to spend $60 to be on a losing team. Absolutely not. But just going to the field for the first time and seeing the parking lot absolutely packed, I was like, holy crap, this is not... I was just expecting a couple of dudes just playing pickup kind of thing. And here we have probably 70 to 90 people milling around the softball fields. So
Yeah, because that is not what I observed when I went there,
yeah,
which was
well, it was the first game of the day. Ours when we had played first, when it was actually nighttime. It was later on in the day, so you had teams before us and teams after us.
Oh, so people were
you
there
basically
hanging
had-
out, like
you had
just-
people hanging out beforehand and afterwards with their kids and stuff like that. People walking their dogs, so it was jam packed.
okay.
And what you saw was just because
It was the very last game of the
it was
day or something
most people
like
are
that.
getting off work and having dinner at that time, but yeah. So I don't really know what to expect with this. I don't really care what it is. It's going to be cool either way, because there are people who are going to be in much worse shape than myself who are doing it. So I'm like, I'll be fine.
That's good.
I mean, I have a feeling I'm probably going to beat my sister, so that's
Really?
some consolation.
What does your sister think? Does your
I mean, she
sister
does
think that?
she's doing it with a stress fracture.
Okay, you'll definitely beat her
I don't know why. Why would she do
because
that?
she believes in herself
She
or something
believes in
like
herself. Yeah. Don't we all? Watch. I'm gonna end up breaking something. Come back in a cast.
that. Let's talk about how we got this paper in front of us. So we have here from, 11 years ago. The Glenbard. We have an issue of our high school newspaper from spring of our senior year. And on the left side, there's a box that says, "What's inside?" Rick Thorcell, West's resident novelist, speaks. Page 4.
We're not gonna be actually.
1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Do you want me to? Do you know what it's about?
I don't want you to. Yeah,
Christina Voltaggio.
Yes.
Book critic. I
Yes.
see your mom all the time.
Yeah.
How come you don't want to read it? How come you don't want to talk about it?
Because it's way too self-indulgent.
Oh, really?
Yes, really.
Like,
And
Like
maybe
you're- like
maybe it's embarrassing because I don't know what it actually says. So
oh no, how did you? Okay, question 1. Christina Voltaggio.
Oh my God.
How did you become interested in writing? Rick Thorcell. Ever since I knew how to write, I've had an interest in creating short stories. I used to write single-line picture books in kindergarten and first grade, and wrote my first short story in 6th grade. That's not too bad. That's cool.
Yeah, no. I mean it's the same.
Yeah. What or who influences your writing? Didn't know that you got a lot from your dad. Did father encourage you to read early on in life?
Really? My dad was
Which only furthered my creative ability. This isn't embarrassing. This is cool. I was never in the school newspaper. Ever. For anything.
Really?
No.
Oh. Well, I wrote for the school newspaper too.
Oh.
So, I mean, it wasn't like an inside job or anything. But.
Wow, look at this one. Oh, Jill Knopfsinger. This one's titled "MySpace, not the sanctuary you thought it was."
Oh my God, MySpace.
Really?
The emergence of cyberbullying, dude. That's around when cyberbullying started.
A previous sanctuary for sleep-deprived teens, MySpace. MySpace.com, a previous sanctuary for sleep-deprived teens, MySpace.com seems to be causing more havoc than harmony these past few months.
Dude, ain't that true?
This online blog /
Holy
picture
cow.
album interactive website is a place where you can accept and reject friends with the click of a button. Wow, this is like a blast from the past. This is going back in time. If you wanted, you could search Glenbard West and a list of over 500 current students would be generated within minutes. Wow, dude, I want to read this whole thing. Oh no, wait. Dean Oberg, quote, As a dean, I have no desire to search for things on the internet to quote unquote bust kids. However, if students are putting things out there for all to see, inevitably it is brought back into the school. My concern with MySpace is that kids think that it is private, and yet it is posting out there for the world to see. The pictures that you put on the internet, the things you write on the internet are there to haunt you for the rest of your life. Holy cow! This is
That was 11 years ago.
This is so crazy.
That was 11 years ago. MySpace.
Who says
Holy
adults don't know anything? Huh? Who says
Wow.
adults don't know anything?
Oh my goodness.
I
really can't believe that. Really. That was quite impressive foresight. Basically, as MySpace was emerging.
Yeah.
For him to say something that would become later just it's a cliche now.
Yeah.
And to hear that quote before it became a quote.
right?
11 years ago.
This paper's
Back
from
when-
this is from March 2006, 2 months before we graduated.
Man, and that was because that was before only half the school maybe had a MySpace account. It wasn't a super popular
I had
thing.
one.
Yeah.
I
No,
made
know.
one in like 2005.
Most-
You can like have a little. Do you remember? Did you ever have one?
Yeah.
You can like pick to like have a song play.
Yeah. Mine
It
was,
was
normally Fall Out
so
Boy.
basic.
Yeah.
Barbershop quartet makes state. Speech team takes state by storm. That makes it sound like they got first place in the very last paragraph. Overall, West ranked number 9 at the state level.
Oh wow. Yeah. We were really encouraged to write positive pieces.
Wait, stuck at home for spring break? Check out these ideas for passing the time. By Jeannie Dolan. We hung out with her. Man, this is cool. This makes me wish I would have read the newspaper. I don't think I ever... Where was this? Is this like just on a stand by the stairwell every week, or where
Yeah.
were these?
They
Was
would
this
have
a
these
weekly
in
thing or a monthly?
newspaper stand.
This had to have been weekly.
This was
Bi-weekly?
I think it might have been bi-weekly. Look how many. I mean.
Oh
You
no,
should be
it's
able
got
to-
no
you should be
monthly
able
because
to
it says
tell.
March 2006 on the back, once
Then,
a
yeah.
month.
So
I was gonna say that's a lot to be printing and editing for high school students if they're coming out with papers every
did
2
you
weeks.
see? You saw our yearbooks though. Those things were professionally produced monstrosities. They were. Do you remember them? Right.
I actually looked through it the other day because Neil told me that someone from our high school had OD'd on drugs, and he told me the person's name, and I was like, I don't really remember this person. So I looked him up in the yearbook, and I remembered them. I had no interaction with them, but it was one of those people who was like, oh yeah, I remember seeing this face in the hallway.
Our grade or
no, 2 years older than us.
oh.
Well,
that's the thing too, is that they did a yearbook for every year. I have all 4 from.
Yeah, I do
freshman.
too. Okay,
I think
go
everyone
back.
does.
I have the paper is down. The phone is continued to be face down. You have my complete undivided attention. Go back to what we were just saying right now. The yearbooks were a monstrosity.
Yes.
How so? It was just like poorly done. I don't know.
No,
I don't
they were so well done. I mean,
But why would you call it a monstrosity?
Because they were huge. They were massive and super heavy.
Oh,
I mean, 4
right.
of them.
Yeah, they're heavy.
Passed away. I mean,
each one probably weighed at least 5 to 7 pounds.
I would say about 7 pounds,
yeah.
maybe. Yeah. I mean, those things.
Yeah.
Because when you put them together, you could hurt someone with
Yeah,
that. Like,
for sure.
So, but it was so comprehensive. There had to have been. It was the size of a textbook, basically, and about half the width of a textbook.
Yeah.
And it had everything, basically. Anything that was done at the school, there was a blurb.
It was
on or
chronicled,
something-
for sure.
something like that. Yeah, and I think they got most people in. That was always something that I look forward to every year, to be like, am I in the yearbook thing? Did you ever do that? Look through, because the photos, they had a lot of
Yeah, I
photos
think I was in
that
a
they did.
few.
And then they transitioned to color while we
Well,
were.
no, that was only the
halfway
color
through.
is only for senior
For
photos.
senior photos.
All the
okay.
other classes are black and white.
But the rest of the book, I think the photos our senior year had been.
They were
all-
both black and white and color,
and
I
in
think. I
color.
don't know. I can't remember.
I don't-
But I want to know how much one of those books cost to make, because those are some super nice.
That's the thing.
Books.
Yeah. I mean, they were originally designed.
How awesome is it that like
specifically.
our high school had the resources to create such a great yearbook?
Fucking Glen Ellen.
Yeah.
Only in Glen Ellen, man. Only at West, I feel like.
Yeah,
But
I don't know.
I think it was awesome. I mean, great. They're great souvenirs.
What we need to do, because homecoming is next week. Did you know that? High school Glenbard West homecoming is next week.
Holy cow.
I think the class of 2007 is having their Kyle. I saw Kyle Lynch. He was telling me that they, I think, are doing something. Their high school reunion is going to correspond with the same weekend as homecoming.
Mm-hmm.
But I wanna look through some old yearbook stuff.
Oh man, I did that when I was cleaning up my stuff a couple of months ago. Came across the yearbooks. Was just flipping through the pages. I was thinking, wow, some of these faces. And then you look to the people to the right and left of you. Those were always the people who
Yes.
were lined up at assemblies
Yeah.
and everything like that.
All the time.
All
yeah.
the time. It was Becky Thompson and Danny Thomason.
Really?
Yeah,
Becky Thompson and Danny Thomason.
I believe so. Yes.
Mine was I always had Allison Marshall, and I don't know who was on the other side of me. Jen Marston was always like next to her.
Yeah, it's kind of fuzzy, but still, the fact that we kind of have that ingrained in our memory.
Jordan Marks, maybe? I can't remember.
Do you remember
M-A-R-Q.
your fight song from either elementary school or?
Hell
middle
no,
school?
I
You
don't remember that.
You don't?
No.
Really?
Elementary school?
Yeah.
I didn't think we had one.
Yeah, I can't. Every once in a while, I'll remember ours, and it'll
From
just be one of those haunting songs that plays in the back of my
I don't even
mind.
remember the one Glenbard West.
Oh, I don't either. I don't at all.
Hell no, I don't remember that.
Yeah, you weren't a very school spirited type of person anyway.
I wasn't like I liked high school, but I wasn't like a rah 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 type of.
Yeah.
I did not own a Letterman jacket. I'll say that.
No, you did not.
I did not own a Letterman jacket.
I could never see you owning a Letterman jacket.
You owned one. Cooper owned one. Danny owned one.
Yeah,
Jeff
but
owned one.
that was only because I was in football, though. I mean, really, it was... If you were in football, you had a Letterman jacket.
Yeah.
For sure.
Did you ever buy any of your equipment when you finished with football senior year?
No.
Because you could buy like a jersey or your helmet from the school, right?
I don't remember. Possibly. I didn't really think too much about it. But at that point in time, I didn't really anticipate that I was going to be playing anymore, so...
Yeah.
And I don't need a souvenir from Glenbard West. I had a shitty-ass time.
Fuck that place.
I had a shitty-ass time playing football there, and most of it...
Oh, yeah, we were talking about this the other day.
It was a nightmare. Oh, my goodness. What could have been if we actually had the coaches that they have now?
How much fun was track, though?
Dude, track was a blast, especially our senior year.
Yeah, because you
With
did junior
Uncle
year
Tony.
too, right? Or did you do it all 4 years?
I did all 4 years.
Okay,
man.
I just did it junior and senior year.
Yeah.
Yeah, Uncle Tony. Or like, you remember what was the coach's name who up until senior year, he was also a football coach. He had a real hoarse voice from yelling all the time.
Jadzak?
No, not Jadzak. He was an older guy. I think his last name started with the letter C.
Karpowitz?
No, not Karpowitz. He was an older fella. He's maybe in his 60s.
In his 60s?
At the time.
I don't know.
He was always talking like this.
Are you sure
He
that
was super friendly.
Not Heckman.
No, not Heckman, an older guy.
Are you sure it was Jadzak?
No, it was not Jadzak. I know what he looks like.
Oh, I know
Yes.
who you're talking about. Yes.
Do you remember how he would always like not want us to get too worked up before track meet? So we would just the only thing we'd do like the day before track meet was like 30 minutes of cardio,
Yes.
and then he didn't want us to get too worked up
On
after
the
our track
bikes,
meet.
just to,
so
on
then
level 1 or 2.
after a track meet, we'd just do 30 minutes on the bike. And it's straight up like this is before ellipticals were super popular. So if we had ellipticals at our school, it would just be like steady, just chilling on the elliptical. So the speed that we did on the bike is the same speed that you see everyone doing the ellipticals, just hanging out, just going through the motion, not working up a sweat. If you get warm, slow down. You're doing too much.
Yeah,
You
that's
know?
what they would say.
Like,
We would have a couple of
if you-
coaches that
yeah.
would be like,
we don't
"Hey,
want you
take
to
it
sweat.
easy.
If you want to
Take
get
it
sis,
easy."
yeah.
That is so funny. Yeah, there were some weird coaching strategies that they had.
It was so. It's funny because when you're also at that age, like they give the teachers priority over coaching a sport over people who actually know the sport who are not teaching at that school for job placement. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So you have people that may have little to no knowledge on a sport, and I kind of think of like the team, everyone's down on one knee, and the guy's talking, and like 5 minutes into his speech, you don't really know what he's saying or what he's trying to accomplish with his speech, or like you don't really know how this exercise pertains to whatever it is you're doing, but you just kind of do it anyway because you're confused, and you just
you have
just
to keep
do
going.
it. You just gotta keep
have
going.
To keep going.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like,
Yeah.
what is this guy talking about? Why are we doing this? What is
love,
going on right now?
I loved Nate Burrows' impression of Karpowitz. Whenever he would try to give an inspirational speech, it would be exactly that. Where he would start talking about the one thing, then he'd switch to like watermelons in his garden or something like that. And it would be all over the place. And the way that Burrows would impersonate him was absolutely priceless. It's just kids know if you're a dumbass. I mean, really, especially at that
Kids are
age
smarter than
of,
you give
like,
them credit for.
17 or 18. If you're a dumbass, we're gonna be talking. If you're not a good person, expect to be shat talk behind your back, because people know.
Did you guys were you guys pretty much okay? So remember in track we would run off and train, and like we wouldn't have any coaches around.
That was the coolest thing ever.
Did anything ever happen like that in football, or no? You guys were always under the
Yeah, it was
tutelage
pretty regimented.
of the dictators.
The tutelage of the dictators.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and practice would be extraordinarily boring outside of us warming up and then having each other smack each other a couple of times, run into each other full speed just for fun. And then the rest of the practice would be scrimmage, and we'd just be on those of us who didn't start, myself included, up through the end of senior year. We would just be sitting on the sidelines the entire practice, day after day. They wouldn't know what to do with us. We'd end up dicking around. They'd be like, "Go do push-ups. Do 10,000 push-ups." And of course, none of us would ever. You'd have like Casey Landry give up after like 5 and just be like, "Fuck this kind of thing." Yeah. And then you'd have people like Chandler Cannon who would do all 10,000 for the rest of the practice. He's like, "I'm gonna do this," and no one cared. No one really wanted to be there and found inspiration in being there, and it was just they were doing it because that's what we do. We play football even under conditions like that. We'll tough it out, but it didn't make it any less miserable.
Yeah.
And that's part of actually what drove me to break the whole no alcohol till 21 rule.
Oh, okay.
Was just
Enough's enough.
The horrendous experience of having to be coached by such a moron.
Yeah.
That something that I was so passionate about and cared so much about, and I think everyone else on the team too, and just to have everyone so disheartened. It's like, this is your life, especially in the summer when you're having 3-a-days and you're there this is your life. This is your job, really.
Yeah.
And then after school, every single freaking day, having practices, and that was the difference between college and high school, is practices even before games. I mean, we would have not necessarily full contact, but we'd still have shoulder pads and helmets and do pretty intense conditioning. And
before a game?
Yeah.
Conditioning?
Not conditioning, but it would be lighter conditioning. Yeah. But it would still be conditioning, and it really was soul draining, the whole experience.
Do you? What was I gonna say?
Wasted gifts.
I just completely forgot what I was gonna mention.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean.
No. It was about football. Oh. How the other day it was so funny how you went from, so you said like this is what caused you to just break your no drinking until 21, like fuck that, I just need a beer, it sounded like, after dealing with all this bullshit. But at the beginning of the season, the 180 can be represented how in the beginning of the season, I remember you were saying like the coaches be like, yeah guys, no don't party too hard this weekend, and you'd be like, what party, what, I don't, what, alcohol? Is that what they're talking about? What?
Exactly. That was, I think, sophomore year that I remember that sticking out in my head of thinking, what? Like, why would you drink? But again, I mean, I was always very responsible when I drank in high school. It was always under safe conditions in most circumstances.
I remember like the very first time not the first time I drank, but I remember like I was with Jeff one time, and I think it was before a dance, and he had like vodka mixed with Hawaiian punch in a water bottle, and he was like, yeah, try some. And so I tried it, and I was like, I didn't like it, obviously. And he's like, yeah, it's good, right? And he like took a swig. I was like, I guess. I'd rather just have regular Hawaiian punch. But I didn't drink until senior year.
Yeah,
even then,
about when?
Even then, it wasn't like regularly to the extent like every single weekend drinking.
Yeah.
Well, maybe it wasn't. I don't remember. I don't recall. But it wasn't like insane. It wasn't like crazy amounts of alcohol or anything.
It seemed like there was always a party going on some night or another, or on some weekend or another.
Oh yeah.
Someone was always having a party. Someone's parents were also, or their parents were there and they were like hosting the party itself.
I never understood how, when people would have parties, I'm just like, how are you having a party? How is it that your parents actually believe that you won't have anybody over while they're out of town? And I remember thinking to myself, why can't my parents do that? Why can't my parents just be gone for a whole weekend for one night? Man. And so I can have a party?
Are you thinking of the story I'm thinking of?
Oh, yeah, it happened in April. It was, my sister was, like, at a sleepover. My dad was out of town. My mom and my brother went downtown to see Dane Cook and weren't going to be back for, like...
No, I was thinking about the high school, back in high school.
Which something in particular?
The big party that you had at your.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking
Oh,
about.
okay. When was that? That was
April.
April of
2006.
Okay, because you just said April, and I was like, "What
Yeah,
year?"
it was April 2006.
Be meticulous in the year. But
And yeah, that's what I'm saying.
No,
My dad
I
was out of
gotcha.
town. Sister
Okay.
was at sleepover. Mom and brother went to go see Dane Cook downtown Chicago, and they weren't gonna be back for probably like 12:30 or 1. So I like had some people over, and then all of a sudden it was like, oh shit, there's way more people at my house than I thought.
Everyone
Yeah, there's a
showed
shit ton of
up.
people at my house.
Oh my
It's
goodness!
like, fuck.
It was. I mean, people just came. I remember. Wasn't Sam Rooney there?
Yeah,
And
he's
he
the
was
one
in
that
your
got us-
bedroom?
He's the one that got us alcohol. A bunch of people were in my bedroom.
That's
A bunch of people
right.
were everywhere.
Yeah, everywhere.
And, yeah, he's the one, because before the party started, I just know I was with him before the party started because he was the one who had a fake ID to buy alcohol for the party. So we went and got booze from that liquor store over by your place.
Oh, yes.
On like Schmally and St. Charles.
Was
or
I
something
with you
like
guys?
that. You were probably with us. Neil was there. Cooper, I think, showed up. But yeah, and then I remember getting a phone call on our house phone. My mom's like, hey, we're coming home soon. I was like, okay, people got to leave. And so people leave. But really what my mom, what I found out later was like my mom was like parked at the corner and like saw everyone walk out the house because so many times she said,
Oh,
don't have people
yeah,
over, don't have
that's
people over, don't have
right.
people over, don't have people over. I'm like, okay, fine. Of course, this is my only opportunity. I'm going to have some people over. And not only that, but then my brother's like, yeah, it was obvious that like you had people over. Not only did we see people leaving our house, but the house was cleaner than when they left. So we like,
Dude, we cleaned that house so
Yeah.
fast. Oh my goodness.
I was really drunk and high when she came home, and she was like, Victor, really? And I was like, oh man, and I just went to bed. I just went to bed, and the windows in my basement were open because we were smoking weed down there. She like found like some girl's like sweater. I was like, fuck, I'm in so much trouble, but it was so worth it.
Oh my goodness.
I don't even think I was really punished to a certain extent. Like nothing, I don't recall ever like being grounded.
Oh,
After
something
that.
happened. I can't remember what, but I remember you saying there was some repercussions.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was quite an experience. That was a very memorable experience.
The one thing I definitely remember earlier that year, in the fall, was I had snuck out of my house. I did that once. I did that, and I was successful at it. I just like did it all the time.
Oh, of
Sneaking
course.
out.
Of
It was
course,
great.
dude.
And
yeah.
I came home early so I could sneak out earlier. Because I'd come home, and then like parents would go to bed, and then I'd sneak out later. And
You guys were always trying to get me to sneak out all the time.
yeah, for sure.
Robert
I
would.
once-
Robert would.
Oh,
He'd
really?
have no problem sneaking out. Not me.
We went one time. I remember this very beginning of September, right when senior year started. I snuck out with Danny and Cooper, and we went to like Zero Gravity.
That's right. That's the strip club, right?
No, it's like a club for teenagers.
Oh, the teenage club.
Yeah.
There was that other strip club that people would go to, right?
I don't even know what a strip. I don't even know not what strip club is. I don't even know of a strip club that's near here.
Oh, okay.
But
Yeah, the teen. I remember
Zero
that.
Gravity. Yeah, and I remember like someone was like, because people would go there, and I could never go there because by the time it was cool to go there, like I had to be home. 12 o'clock, 12:30, 1 in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
And someone was like, hey, Victor, I saw your picture up at Zero Gravity. And I was like, what? And my picture was like featured. They went out and took pictures of people.
Yeah.
My picture was like featured on the internet to like you could buy it, and different photos.
gotcha,
And so
yeah.
someone saw it, and I felt like I got street cred for like someone seeing me at Zero Gravity. The next day at school, someone mentioned it to me. I wish I would have bought that photo. That would have been fun.
How many times did you go to that?
I just went once.
Isn't that a weird concept, having a club just for 16, 17, 18-year-olds?
It's super weird.
That's kind of inviting danger right there, because that's not a good time to be those ages
But
in so many different regards.
The other time that I snuck out, like
Poor moral
a few
decisions.
a couple months after that, I snuck out. Well, I came home early, and then this is what my original story. And then I left, right?
Yeah.
And I'm driving my dad's car, and I remember I was with Cooper and Jim, and we drove to Meyer, and like Jim went in and stole a bottle of alcohol, and got in my car and we drove off, and then my parents called me. I was like, "Fuck, I'm in so much trouble." So I dropped them off at a party, and then I came home, and what happened was, I get home, right, and I was like, "Oh, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna put like pillows in my bed to make it look like I'm sleeping in case someone like opens the door, like just to check to see if I'm in bed." Thought this only existed in movies, right?
Mm-hmm.
It worked. Okay, now my dad opens the door. What happened was my dog at the time was barking his head off because people were outside or something like that, and he saw that his car was missing. And he's like, "What?" And then he looked in my room to see if I was there, which he thought that I was because I put pillows in my bed to make it look like I was in bed sleeping. So he thought his car got stolen. So he was about to call the police. And then he was about to call the police, and then he like went back in my room to like wake me up or something, and then saw that it was pillows. So then he knew that I took the car.
Yeah. So it didn't really work.
No, but it worked to a certain extent.
Yes.
Like first time around.
If he hadn't noticed, the car was gone.
Yeah.
He would have never opened the door in the first place. So the whole car being gone was the only reason that he came to check on you. Otherwise,
Yeah, I think so.
It wouldn't have mattered.
Because my fucking dog was barking. But yeah, that was pretty funny.
Oh my
I
goodness.
got in trouble for that for sure. And
Yes.
I was grounded for like a month.
I do, yeah.
And it's funny because that I saw Jill Knopfsinger's name in here because her and I were feeling each other in physics class. And around that time, we were talking, and I think I was going to try and set up a date with her, which it never happened because I then was grounded for a month and couldn't do anything, and it just kind of dissipated.
Wish you dated, man.
Oh, that's right. I forget about that.
Yeah.
I really do forget about that.
Really?
Yeah.
Every time I see you, I think...
You think that?
I think, here's the winner of the Wish You Dated Award at Glenbard West Senior Year 2006. That is who you are. That is who you'll always be in my eyes.
I feel weird about... like, I'm never like, yeah, I am. Because it's just such a weird thing to try and hold on to, only because it's from high school. You know what I'm saying?
Totally. It's absolutely meaningless.
Yeah.
But at the same time...
deep down, I'm
still,
super pumped that I got that award.
And looking at how you turned out today as well, it's kind of funny that you happen to turn out in a similar charismatic way. You're a very charismatic personality, which I think is what the award represented.
Yeah.
And the fact that you are now kind of what that prize represented back then is very interesting.
I have Kara Demling to thank for that, because one time in study hall or after school or in the library or something, when you would nominate, who you want to have on there.
It's that charisma, man.
When the ballot would be made, not who do you vote for, but like who's the names that go on here, and then the top 3 names are the people. I think she was the one who started, because I think I was with her when she's like, "Wish you dated Victor. I wish I dated you." So she was the first person to put my name on that, and I think she was responsible for talking it up, and people I think were just like, "Oh yeah, you're right. Oh yeah, oh yeah."
It was a running thing throughout
Yes.
high school. Even I got wind of that. Oh yeah, apparently everyone's supposed to. I mean, everyone was talking about who they were going to vote for. Everything was like you were in the mixes. Oh yeah, that's sort of everyone. Everyone in the know knows that you vote for Victor Marquez.
I remember. The competition was my neighbor Bob Dignan and Ryan Taylor, and I remember before when they read off the award, "Wish You Dated" goes to or whatever it is they did, and I thought to myself, if one of these motherfuckers wins this, that can't even be. I can't even fathom a reality in which that would be true.
Really?
I'm the only winner.
Wow.
It's me. And I won. I was like, yes.
That is hilarious.
That.
Wow.
I remember, too, I think Laura Griever presented the award to me, or she was up there presenting all the awards or something like that. I don't know what she was dressed up as, because it was the very last dance for the seniors, and heroes and villains was the theme.
Oh yes.
And
that's
she was
right.
like dressed in like I don't know if she had tights on or not, but I know she had like a short black skirt, and I think she had like a toy gun like holstered to her leg. I can't recall.
That's okay. You can just estimate.
But I remember when I got the award, and they're like, Victor Marquez, wish you dated, and I think I went up there, and I remember she said something goofy like, oh, I wish I would have dated Victor Marquez or something like that, and then I remember just seeing her like sexy ass legs, and I'm like, damn, wish I dated you too, and I just remember that that memory when I went up on stage, just appreciating the beauty of just like those legs. This sounds so weird. I think she's married now.
No,
That's
fine.
so funny, though.
You're reliving the memory. You know somebody who does hold on to the senior awards.
Yeah,
Obviously,
for sure.
everybody's friend.
Yeah. What did you? Oh, you got most likely to write a book.
Yeah, I do. I mean that was pretty anticlimactic, just because I had already written a book,
That's
so
true.
that was kind of cheating.
My brother got, I think, my brother got something goofy, like, I don't know, worst liar, or like, if there was an award that somehow fit like most rambunctious, if there was something weird like that,
Yeah.
class clown or something, I don't know what it was.
Oh, okay.
Something along those lines.
Yeah. And I'm trying to think. My competition was
Or best liar. I don't know. I can't remember.
It was, I think, something like Mark Bykowski and some other person who was a wannabe writer. Who thought they were better than they were.
What's it called?
Mark Bykowski actually was a freaking good writer.
What's the other word for wannabe? Shit, I can't remember.
Imposter?
No. Someone who, this person, do you recall when you saw they were on the ballot, were you just like, seriously? You call yourself a writer?
I don't know, maybe. I don't really remember those particular emotions at the time, but it's possible. I just remember thinking they were kind of a joke.
Yeah.
But again, there was no. That's part of it too, because I knew I wasn't going to win any other award, obviously. But
Neil, when he was nominated at prom for Prom King,
oh man,
it was like him and 3 other people.
See, if he was here, he could tell the prom story.
And he, I remember, thought to himself like, "I'm gonna win this. Like, these people aren't my competition. Like, there's no way."
I know he was thinking that.
And one of the people who was a nominee for Prom King had that person's girlfriend voted for Neil. She told Neil, like, Neil, I know my boyfriend is nominated for Prom King, but I voted for you.
Who was it? It was who won prom?
Oh,
King.
It was
Not Brad Giovanni.
No. It was I don't recall. Dulce! So I think we're about done with the podcast. Was there something you wanted to mention?
No, I literally don't have anything else, and we're at.
There were a couple things, but I feel like we could continue the high school stories.
We always continue the high school stories. They never run out. That's a wrap.
Well, that concludes things.
Things.
For our
what a nice way of ending.
For our sign off, we're just gonna say hasta luego. Hey, what's up, everyone? Sorry, go ahead.
You're so mean. Good evening, everybody.
Don't say good evening. It'll become outdated like that 2013 T-shirt you have. Try again. It's okay.
All right.
You can do it.
Welcome back to another episode of Stream of Thought. And we are on number 29.
29.
Today. And we start off the conversation a little bit by talking about Memes and models, one of Victor's favorite.
Rick brings up memes
topics.
and models, and I start talking about it, and then he just pretty much calls me vain and stupid, and then just gets upset at me for being a representation of his perception of the way America is going down the toilet when he's the one who brought up why it is that I like memes and models.
I thought it was a little more subtle than that.
No.
And then we transition a little bit into.
I don't recall. What was it?
It was,
He just,
it was
I'm
that-
waiting.
it was
I'm
that
waiting for you to listen.
exciting.
You just point at me with both fingers.
Yes. 3 times, man. Once is cool. 2 is entertaining. 3 times is
For
like
what?
nothing.
When I make fun of you for the intro?
No, it has nothing to.
Oh, I got you. Yeah.
I feel like I should just try out some different. Yo, what up?
No.
Welcome back.
Just stick with
Stream of thought,
just
baby.
Stick. We're gonna have to do this all over again. And Rick's name is on here. Rick Thorcell. West's res. Fuck it. You hear about it in the podcast.
Just a
Fuck it. Why are we just doing this? A minute and 50 seconds.
Yeah, I know. This is insane.
Ridiculous.
Oh, it's ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. All right.
We don't need to do the podcast all over again just in the intro.
Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Stream of Thought. And we are on number 29 today. And we begin the conversation with a couple of memes and models from Victor's perspective.
We're
Fucking
doing
A.
this over again.
Why did you laugh?
I didn't
why
laugh.
did
You
you
laughed
laugh?
before. You were like, "Oh, welcome to." Okay, this is what we're gonna. Okay, I'm just gonna have to start. I'm gonna have to take over again.
No,
so
you're-
I'm just gonna start it off. I'm gonna go real headstrong. I'm gonna spearhead this shit, and then you interject when you feel.
Why
that
are
need
you
to.
putting this all on me?
Because all I do in the beginning is I
No.
sit here and I wait for a pause for me to say something. You're the one. Ooh.
You're the one who started rambling on about
Pause.
your fucking.
Pause.
How
Watch
is that
this.
my
Watch this.
fault?
Watch this. Watch this. Pause. Okay. Let some time go by so this will be easy for editing. Hang on.